Hey guys, it's me Courtney and welcome to my channel. In today's video we are going to be talking about the Mothership Mega from Pat McGrath. This is the Celestial Divinity Palette. So this is what the actual palette looks like in all of its beautiful colors. I'm sure you guys have seen it by now. In this actual review I'm going to be doing some swatch comparisons. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of information about the palette as well as give you my thoughts and all of that jazz. So if you are curious about my thoughts and all of that stuff I just mentioned, then please continue to watch. Alright, so now this is what the actual packaging looks like. I'm sure you guys have seen it. It also came in a box that had a similar design on the outside. For me, it wasn't something that I felt like I really needed to keep, so I already tossed that. Now when you open it up, you do have a really nice sized mirror. Of course, my mirror is already dirty. It is a cardboard packaging this go round, and it does have these little straps that kind of holds it together on either side. Now this palette is $78 and you do get 18 shades. Each shade is 1.1 grams, which is going to be smaller than her normal pan size. Pat McGrath's normal packaging is going to look a little bit more like this. It's a little bit more sturdy. These actual ones run you about $125. Of course you still get your mirror in it. It's a little bit heavier, and instead of 18 shades you get 10 shades, and each of these shades are 1.32 grams. The truth is, a lot of times what you're paying for with Pat McGrath, aside from the name, are those blitz shades, are those astral shades, the duochrome shades, the special shades that everybody loves so much. Before I even purchased the Celestial Divinity Palette, I already knew I wasn't going to be getting the astral shades. I wasn't going to be getting the blitz shades. I already knew it wasn't going to be that, and I also knew that like the pan size was going to be a little bit smaller. I knew that the packaging wasn't going to be the same, so I was okay with that, if that makes sense. The one thing that I did not know that I had to do some research on after I got the palette, 12 of these shades are repeat shades. A lot of people were really upset about that. I wasn't. Let me tell you why. The 12 shades in this palette that are the repeat shades are actually from the Star Wars, I think it was called like the Galaxy collection or something like that. Me, like most people, were not able to really get our hands on it. It was super duper limited edition for the movie that was coming out at the time, so I never was able to purchase those palettes. I'm at a point now where if it's meant for me to have, I'll have it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna go out of my way to get makeup. So after doing the research and finding out that 12 of these shades were literally the exact shades that I wanted from the Star Wars palette, I was super excited. The ones from the Dark Galaxy collection are the color Cosmic, Smoked Amethyst, Venomous Void, Odyssey, Saturnalia, and Bronze Nebula. The ones that are from the Galactic Gold palette, it's Gold Standard, Violet Void, Bronze, Electron, Corruption, and Celestial Moon. Now this color right here in this palette is called Galactic Gold. However, this one was the one that was called Celestial Moon in the other palette, so there's that. So now that would leave 6 absolutely new shades, which are Major Mahogany, Lunar Champagne, Fuchsia Shock, Megabyte, Dragonfly, and Venusian Orchid. Now this palette to me does have a lot more fallout with all of the shades versus like her regular pan shadows, if I'm being honest. I definitely suggest using either a glitter glue or doing your eyes before your foundation. I do feel like even with the kickback, I still think they're well worth it. I did try to really look how many shimmers were in it and how many like duochromes and everything like that, but this palette has like an element of surprise to it because a lot of the shimmers that you don't really necessarily feel like are like multi-colored dimensional shades really are. So I think this shade is Corruption. This one has a nice purpley red coral shift to it. This shade right here, which is Electron, does the same thing. It has blues, purples, burgundy within it. I feel like the shimmers in this shadow are super duper opaque, super metallic. The mattes, which there's only 3 mattes in the palette, but they are super duper blendable and easy to work with. I feel like even with these 3 mattes, it still makes the palette really versatile. So if you wanted to do more of a pinky purple look, you definitely could. If you wanted to make it a little bit more neutral, a little bit more brown, a little bit more gold, you can do that with that as well. I feel like all of the shades blend really well into one another to sort of create that seamless seamless transitional eye look, and a lot of times you can't tell where one shade starts and the other one ends once you blend it really well, and I think that's just so beautiful. For me, a lot of the regular Pat McGrath palettes are a little bit more eccentric, they're a little bit more avant-garde, they're a little bit harder to do like a just everyday look. This palette is my favorite Pat McGrath palette, which I really didn't think was gonna happen, but just the mere fact that it's so everyday, user friendly, I don't have to think about it kind of thing. I feel like the colors are so dynamic and just dimensional and just yummy. I didn't have any trouble blending. I didn't have any trouble just putting colors together and making it make sense. Every look that I've done, I've been so happy with, and I've been so happy literally just playing with this palette. Now with that being said, I do feel like this is a palette that's more so for a certain type of person. So if you're a collector of Pat McGrath shadows and you simply want to have it because it's Pat McGrath, this is definitely for you. If you're somebody who missed or skipped or really couldn't get your hands on the Star Wars collection, this would be the palette to get those shades that you wanted. Or maybe if you're just new to Pat McGrath shadows and you really don't want to spend $125 and then the quads don't really seem that feasible or decently priced to you, this would be the kind of palette to get, because you can literally sort of play with the idea of what Pat McGrath shadows usually do, if that makes sense. Now I did want to do a few comparison swatches, which I am going to show you. If you haven't guessed it, I definitely recommend this palette. Now this did come out with an entire collection. If you have checked out the rest of the collection, leave that in the comments below, because I'm super curious to know what you guys think as far as the entire collection goes. If you are curious about any of the products on my face, that will be in the description box below. Alright guys, that about does it for me. Hopefully this video was helpful, fun, entertaining, all that jazz. If so, please give me a thumbs up. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video if the mood suits you, and I will see you guys in the next one.